And Monica, last topic I'll get to here. We're learning about another strike against more alleged drug boats near Venezuela. What else is the administration saying about that? And we have some more reporting as well.
Yeah, we have seen many of these, obviously, in recent weeks, and the Department of Defense has put out a new video of these latest strikes that they say took place yesterday on December 30th. And they say that in the course of this, the first strike did kill some who were aboard these vessels. Certainly the first one, they say they were killed in the first engagement. But what's interesting and notable here, Kate, is that they say the remaining, quote, alleged narco-terrorists abandoned the other two vessels, jumping overboard and distancing themselves. So it's unclear whether they survived that or whether they didn't. Remember, that was a key aspect to the September 2nd strike, of which there have been a lot of lingering questions that bipartisan lawmakers have pressed the administration to share more information about.
And still questions today, Monica, right, about whether there was, the president mentioned some kind of an attack on land in Venezuela.
Yes, a couple of weeks ago, it seems it's possible there was an attack on a drug facility on the shore of Venezuela, though that is not something that the White House is confirming in terms of who did the operation, whether it was the CIA or whether it was not. It was the president who shared that detail. But of course, if there is going to be military action on land in Venezuela, as the president has threatened, that is something that, if it amounted to an act of war, would require congressional authority, which is not something that the president has sought.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.